Trying to from the post. Obviously, the final score wasn't what you guys wanted it to be. Just kind of what was Bellarmine doing so well on offense?
I think that they just were playing hard. Like, they had the effort, they had the energy, they came out with a punch, and I think that we kind of took the back seat and let them hit us, and we didn't have an answer for them right away. I think we came out and we finally got to build and warm up, and we came out and we hit them back, but in the end, it obviously didn't come together, and I think it's just like a learning point for us.
Going off of what Aliah said, what they did was nothing. We expected everything that they were doing to happen. We knew that they were a good three-point shooting team, so they didn't do anything that surprised us. We just didn't execute to the best of our ability.
Sorry, WOUB Joshua Jacob. For the three-pointers, they were a bit of a problem in the first half. They turned around. You guys turned around in the second half. But what was the mindset going through that?
We practice shooting threes every day. So some days they fall like crazy, and some days they don't. So I think today was just a little bit of a challenge for us. But we're going to practice them tomorrow just like it's after any other game. We know that we can hit them, and so we'll just get back to work tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think going off of that, like, they really weren't falling for us in the first half, but in the second half, we kind of came together in the locker room, and we saw, Bailey go out there and hit those threes, and we were just making hustle plays all around on the floor, and I think that's what really brought the energy up. But definitely still have some work to do, and we'll get it back next time for sure.
Oh, that's true with the post. Can I actually dive a little deeper into your offense today? Was with how shots weren't falling very well for you guys today, and I know you're saying that, some days just happen like that. Was Bellarmine doing anything specifically that was impacting your shots or making it hard for them to fall today?
I don't think so. I think that we were rushing a lot of our shots, and shooting them like we had to shoot them instead of catching it and confidently shooting it. And that's just getting back into the game tempo of everything, our second game back. So I think it's just something that we are going to continue to practice. And like last game, we shot well, and so I think that, of course, this game didn't show like how we wanted it to, but we'll just get back and start working on it, and hopefully the next game falls like we want it to.
You guys are really able to get to the free throw line pretty efficiently. How were you guys able to do that, and just what was the mindset behind that today?
I think just making sure we just kept attacking the basket. We knew that they were going to foul us, and if we were going to be able to get to the free throw line and knock those down, like, that was just going to be points for us and keep the momentum going.
Especially with our threes not falling, the best way to get that flowing again is to get to the free throw line. So I think being aggressive, because they were not shy with being aggressive with us. So I think that was our motive in that sense.
One more question for the players.
Evan Johnson, WDB. So now you have 2 losses. What's the mindset going into George Washington next week?
I think taking it personal. I think people will see our record and they'll be like, oh, well, we can come in and do the same thing. But I think, like, us coming together as a team and just building off of, like, us being fueled by, okay, we have these 2 losses behind our back, but we can get it back, and we don't want to have a streak going 3 in a row. We want to be able to come in here and defend our home court and be on the road and to play our game like we know how to do. So I think that's the mindset for us.
Yeah, these losses are learning opportunities for us, so we have to treat it as such. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a tough one today. I thought our second half defense was obviously better than our first half defense, which was good to see. I thought the players showed some resiliency to come out of the locker room, and we just had a hard time getting things going and sustaining any kind of offensive threat, and ended up getting the better of us today.
Coach, Charlotte from the Post, Coach, Asia Baxter had her best game of her career. What has she been able to do off the bench for you guys so far this season?
Asia's healthier than she's ever been, which I think has helped. Asia's got a great understanding of the game of basketball and what needs to be done, and she worked really hard to improve her game. Asia made the first 3 of the game, which seemed like maybe that was going to get things started. It didn't, for those of you that saw the rest of the game, but it felt like maybe that was what we needed. And those, I've always said that those kids that come off the bench, it's a tough thing to do. You go through warm-ups, then you go sit down for until I decide to put you in. It could be any amount of time. And, I think Asia has handled that role tremendously this year, and it's been a great lift for us this year.
Joshua Jacob, WUB, going off those three-pointers, when the shot's not falling, do you encourage the girls to keep shooting and find their shot, or do you want them to kind of take a back seat and pass the ball, find some open shots inside?
We encourage players to take good shots, and I think our players understand what a good shot is, and shots that we practice every day. It truly is. It's a game of percentages, and we believe if we take good shots enough over time, it'll work out for us. And it may not work out for us in every game, but over the course of this season, we have a shot that we're trying to get, and we'll watch film tomorrow morning. And maybe we'll say, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but maybe we'll say 5 or 6 of those were not good shots. Maybe we should have got better shots. But I know there were a bunch of them that were shots that we liked, that we executed pretty good offense. We moved the ball to the right person. We shared the ball. We got a shot in rhythm, and we just flat out missed it. And that happens sometimes. On the other side of the coin, we're going to look at our defense and say, man, we didn't guard this right, and consequently we gave up an open shot, and they made it. Or we're going to say, hey, we guarded that pretty well, and that kid was a good player, and she made a tough shot, and you'll live with it. And you just try to make it as difficult for them as you can, and you try to be as efficient as you can be, and play the numbers. I mean, there's some math involved in it somewhere, but just try to get the best shots that you can as often as you can.
Coach, I'll look you with the post. The team found its way to the free throw line a lot tonight, especially in the first half. Was that a part of the game plan going in?
Yeah, it's always part of the game plan. We want to be aggressive and try to create as many. I know I just said this. Create as many good shots as you can. A lot of that comes from driving the basketball. We've got some players that are pretty gifted at getting to the rim, and I thought they did a nice job of doing that. It's something that we'll continue to build on as we head into the rest of this non-conference schedule, is just try to get a little bit better each time we play.
Coach, there were only 6 assists tonight for you guys. Do you think that the team could do a better job of moving the ball and creating more efficient offense?
I mean, when you only make 14 shots, you can only have so many assists. You know what I mean? Like, you have to – I think they did a good job, and I think those players that missed those shots tried like heck to make them. And that's the way it goes. I was happy with our shot selection. Like I said, we'll watch film. Maybe I won't be as happy as I think I am, but those numbers are. I'm not happy with the 22 turnovers. That's too many. That's more concerning when I look at that side of the box score, is that we have to do a better job of turning the ball over less so we can take more shots, and that's certainly something we'll address. But the 6 assists kind of comes with making 14 shots on the night.
Evan Johnson, WWB. Kennedy Watkins didn't play the second half, but she was a vocal leader on the sideline and in timeout. What does that leadership mean for the team trying to get him back into the game?
That's Kennedy. She's awesome. Kennedy's awesome, and she was awesome when she scored 20 and 8 or whatever she scored on Monday, and she was awesome in the way that she tried to encourage her teammates and wants to be a part of something. Like, if you can be a part of Kennedy Watkins' life, you should be, because she's terrific at everything that she does, and I think she showed that tonight. And her teammates really respect her for that, and I think she's taken on, in her second year with our program, she's taken on that role of more leadership, and we're better because of it.
One last question for Coach. All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, everyone.